My beloved children, hear these words carefully, for they come not from man, but from the very heart of your heavenly Father. Today, I stand before you with a message of great importance, a holy message flowing directly from the throne of grace. It is no accident that you are here, and it is no chance that your ears are hearing this call. I, the Lord, have gathered you for this moment because I want to speak to you directly. I desire to reveal what I have prepared in secret and now wish to bring into the open. This is not just any message. It is an answer, a divine response to your deepest prayer, the one you've spoken with tears in your eyes and hope trembling in your heart, that silent cry born out of your brokenness. When you thought there was no way out, when you believed the heavens had gone silent, I assure you, they were never silent. I have always heard you. I have been watching your journey. I have seen your perseverance when everything around you seemed to fall apart. I know the pain you've kept to yourself, and I have felt the weight of every burden you've carried in secret. You have cried out for a financial miracle. From the depths of your soul, you have said, "Lord, if you do not intervene, I can do nothing." And I have heard you. I know your heart, and I understand that you are not asking for wealth out of selfish desire or for provision out of greed, but because you long for freedom. You want to be faithful in both little and much, and you desire to honor me with what I give you. That is why today I come to tell you that your miracle is on its way. This night will be different. It will not be like the others. It will not just be another moment. This will be a night of revelation, divine manifestation, and supernatural answers to those prayers you have lifted in faith and hope. I am about to do something new in your life, and though the world may not see it yet, the Spirit already perceives it. I am preparing the ground, aligning the times, moving people, resources, and situations in the unseen so that the visible will be transformed according to my perfect will. Get ready, because something great is about to happen. What I am about to do will challenge all human logic. It will only be understood with a surrendered heart and a willing spirit. This is not about luck or coincidence. This is about divine purpose. I am at work. Signs will start to appear around you. At first, they may seem small, but if you remain obedient, you will see how each sign grows into a confirmation. Each confirmation will open a door, and each open door will lead you directly to the fulfillment of what you have been waiting for. It will feel like a quiet whisper in your soul, like a breeze that rekindles the faith you thought had faded. It will be a new fire, starting deep within, renewing the hope that seemed lost. I will give you peace during the process and joy before the victory. I will show you that I am your provider, your protector, your refuge, your shield, and your promise. But you must stay alert. Listen with discernment. Don't let distractions or the worries of life steal this message from you. Don't let fear, doubt, or unbelief put out the fire my Spirit is lighting within you today. This is not just another message. This is a moment marked in God's eternal plan. You did not come this far by accident, but by design. If this message is speaking directly to your heart, it is because I, your God, am calling you with love, urgency, and tenderness. Stay here. Do not leave. Do not ignore what I am saying now. This may be your final chance to receive this word as I am giving it to you. Don't reject the invitation to believe, to trust, to wait on me, because just when you are ready to give up is when I am closest to showing my glory. What I am about to do, I will do not because of your actions or works, but because my grace is enough and my mercy is renewed every morning. I am the God who makes a way where there seems to be none. I am the God who multiplies even in times of need. I am the one who calls into being what seems impossible. I am the one who strengthens you when you have no strength left. I am the one who provides when all seems lost. And now, I am about to show you that nothing is too big for me. You asked me for a financial miracle, and I know your heart's desire. That's why it will happen in the perfect moment, in the appointed time, when it will bring the most glory to my name. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are in my hands, and my timing is always right. Listen closely. You may not fully understand what I am about to do in your life, but I, your God, already see the whole picture, from beginning to end. I know every part of your story, every tear you've shed, every sleepless night, every debt that has stolen your peace, every fear that tried to shake your faith. Nothing is hidden from me. But I don't judge you or turn away from you. Instead, I call you with deep love and draw you with mercy, because this is the time I have set apart to show my glory through you. What is coming will be surprising and unique. Don't compare it to anything you've seen before. Don't look back and think you've already seen it all, because I tell you, the best is still ahead of you. I am preparing something that will amaze you, something you won't be able to credit to your own efforts or to anyone else's help. It will be so clear, so remarkable, so extraordinary that everyone will know it was my hand at work. It will not be a random event. It will be my plan, my response to your deepest prayers. I, the Lord, want to give you the answer you've been waiting for, the peace your heart longs for, the healing your spirit needs. But to receive it, you must do something important. Open your heart. You cannot receive if your hands are closed, and you cannot hear if your heart is hard. Let faith lead you, even when you can't see the way, even when everything around you says it's impossible. I do not operate by human logic. I work according to my perfect plan. Don't ignore this message, and don't take it lightly, for in less than an hour, my grace will touch your life in a way you cannot deny. Yes, I will do it. Not because you demand it, but because I want to bless you. I am your Father, and there is no greater joy for a father than to see his children rise with new strength, walk with new hope, and trust completely in his love. This is the moment you are about to step into a new chapter. You are standing before a door that I am ready to open for you when the time for revelation comes. You will know it because your heart will feel it clearly. Do not keep silent. Do not hesitate. Speak boldly. Declare your faith. Write in the comments, I receive it, not because your words impress me, but because that statement shows you believe in what I have already planned for you. Speak with confidence. Say aloud, the blessing of God is already at work in my life, because even before you see it with your eyes, it has already begun moving in the Spirit. The miracle is already on its way. Dear friend, with joy, I share this life-changing truth with you. You are not just in any moment, you are in a defining moment. This is a turning point, a key moment, a before and after. Do not doubt what I can do in an instant. One word from me and the heavens open. One command from my throne, and everything that seems still begins to move. So, take a moment, breathe deeply, let the noise of the world fade, and let your heart fill with hope. Today, something big is about to happen. An answer you have been waiting for, a release you never expected, a provision from an unexpected place. Even if you don't see it yet, I am at work, and a deep change is on the way. This change will not only be in your finances, it will transform your spirit, your view of life, and your trust in me. Many have lived for years with fear, anxiety, and tired hearts, carrying burdens that have weighed them down. But I, your God, come to you today as a river of living water, bringing healing, freedom, and fullness. This message is not just a dream or an empty promise. It is a living word from my mouth, meant not to return empty but to accomplish what I intend and fulfill the purpose for which I have sent it. I promise you, if you believe, If you stay strong, if you do not give up, you will see the results. It will not be delayed. It will not be denied. It will be perfect, because I am perfect in all I do. Hear me now, says the Lord, I am with you. Do not fear. Do not grow weak, for I am your provider, your protector, your constant help in times of trouble. Trust in me, and you will witness things your eyes never thought possible. I have been watching over you day by day, even when you did not notice. I have been with you in every decision, even in those you made out of need or desperation. I know what you keep silent, what you don't even share in your prayers. I know the times you have held your breath to stop yourself from falling into worry, the times you forced a smile while fearing you wouldn't have enough for tomorrow. You have carried the weight of many responsibilities, living with the fear of failing and the constant pressure to keep everything together by yourself. But I tell you today, it hasn't been you who has been holding everything up. It has been me. I am the one who has kept the chaos from taking you down, the one who has stopped what was trying to harm you, the one who has sent help at just the right time, even if you didn't always recognize it as such. You have been searching for a solution, a way out, a sign. In the quiet of your heart, you have asked, how long will this financial struggle last? When will I finally find rest? You didn't ask out of anger, but out of honesty, and I heard that whisper in the silence. I do not turn away from that kind of cry, because it comes from a place of brokenness, and I dwell where there is humility. My answer has not been late. It hath been just right. Everything hath been prepared without you seeing it. Nothing you are going through is beyond my knowledge, and what now seems stuck is about to be pushed forward powerfully by my hand. It's not just about meeting your immediate needs. It's about breaking the pattern of scarcity that has been hanging over your life for so long. I don't just fix what's happening today. I restore the very foundation. I remove deep inside the root causes of the cycles of loss, fear, and destruction you faced. What I am doing is not a temporary fix. It is a deep, complete, and lasting transformation. In the next moments, something will begin to stir within you. A certainty you can't explain, one that doesn't come from your mind, but from my spirit. That certainty will feel like a fire burning inside you. It won't be just a fleeting feeling. It will be living, active, overflowing faith, and with it faith, you will find the courage to speak what you never dared to say before. It is time to declare life, not defeat, blessings, not failure. This is not just a small change on the outside, it's a total transformation. I am rebuilding from the ground up, opening new paths, creating connections that follow my purpose, and closing doors that once seemed necessary but were only distractions. The world around you has tried to measure your worth by what you have, what you can give, what you can afford. But I don't see things the way the world does. You are not valued by your possessions or by your financial status. You are not valued by what you can do for others or how much you produce. Your value was set before you were even born, and nothing or no one can add to it or take it away. Even when you lost what you held dear, I did not see you as a failure, but as someone still being shaped. The world may see loss, but I see redirection. While others focus on what is missing, I am focused on what is yet to come. I am guiding every step of this process. The pressure you have felt recently is not punishment. It is part of the transformation. Sometimes, to rebuild, you have to tear things down first. And much of what has broken around you, I allowed to show you what should no longer remain. Not everything that fell was a loss. Some things had to collapse so that something stronger could rise in its place. Do not be afraid. If something has fallen apart, I will raise up something better, something that will be built on faith, truth, and my favor. Very soon, Everything that seemed unclear will become clear. What was one step will begin to move forward. What others said was impossible will become a story of victory. And not for your own glory, but so that many will see and know that I am the one who changes lives. They will speak of you, not because of what you own, but because of the power I have shown through you. My glory is not found in wealth, but in changed lives. That's what I'm doing, changing not just your situation, but also how you see it. You will no longer live in fear of what lies ahead. You will no longer wake up anxious about what's missing. I bring peace, a peace that doesn't depend on what's in your bank account, but on your complete trust that you will lack nothing when you walk with me. What happens in this moment will not be limited to you. It will create a chain of blessings that will reach your family, your home, and your loved ones. I am breaking chains that have held your family for generations. I am bringing spiritual cleansing, emotional healing, and divine wisdom. I am planting new ideas and opening doors where before there were none. I am sending provision, not as a reward, but as part of a promise, and that promise is unshakable. This is a sacred moment. There is no noise here, only my presence. There is no accident, only purpose. You are being repositioned, affirmed in a truth bigger than the world around you. Even if you don't see the outcome yet, it's already decided. Heaven is on your side. Time has not run out. In fact, a new chapter has just begun. I am focused on you, not because of what you have or the visible success you've achieved, but because of the quiet willingness of your heart, the constant effort you've made, even in your toughest moments. You may not realize how many times my presence has surrounded you when you thought you were alone, or how many times I've intervened quietly to protect your life and your purpose. What others called coincidence was actually my hand protecting you from harm, holding you gently, and guiding your steps on paths you didn't yet understand. Nothing you've experienced has been without purpose. Everything has a time, a reason, a purpose in the grand plan of eternity. You have wondered if this time in your life means anything. You felt like some days are the same, as you face the same fears, pressures, and obstacles over and over. But what I am doing in your life is not just about repeating things. It's about a process. I don't act randomly. I plan, I establish, I grow. What you see as waiting, I see as a time of preparation. I have been building in you a strength that does not break easily, a faith that is not shaken by what you see, and an identity that does not depend on others' approval. In silence, I have made you strong. In trials, I have made you deep. In times of lack, I have shown you that I am enough. And now, the time has come for you to move forward. It's no longer the time to stay where you are. I am stirring something deep inside you, pushing you to make decisions that once scared you. I will awaken your spirit so you no longer settle for what no longer brings life. The place you are in, though it was necessary for a season, can no longer hold the greatness I have prepared for you. I am expanding your vision and increasing your influence. You will no longer think only in terms of survival, but in terms of purpose. You will stop reacting to circumstances and start acting with direction. You will no longer be controlled by outside pressure, but by the plan I have placed within you. In this new season, many things will change. Some people who were once close to you will drift away, not because you've rejected them, but because the level I am calling you to won't be understood by everyone. Don't waste time explaining it. Those who walk in faith don't need the approval of those still bound by fear. I will continue to send you new connections, people who will build you up, support your journey, and help push you forward. Not every voice needs to be part of this path. I am the only guide you need. I am the voice that never fails, and I am the one you must listen to clearly. There will be times when you feel the inner struggle growing stronger. Don't be alarmed. It is all part of the necessary process of letting go. You cannot carry the old with you into the new place. There will be emotions that you need to face and thoughts that must be released. I am bringing clarity to you. And when I bring light, nothing remains hidden. My light not only shows you the path, but it also reveals what needs to be healed. But do not fear. Every part of you that feels weak is in the process of becoming stronger. I do not expose you to shame. I reveal you to heal you. True healing always starts from within. I will help you understand what once confused you. You will see how what you thought was loss will turn into a lesson, how what felt like failure will become a story of victory, and how what held you back will become the foundation from which you see my faithfulness in a new way. You will begin to see my presence not only in big moments, but also in the smallest details. Your awareness will grow. Your ability to discern will become clearer. What you once ignored will now speak to you. You will recognize my hand in simple actions, in everyday choices, in the calm of the day, and in the quiet of the night. You are stepping into a deeper level of spiritual awareness. What is coming will not be shallow or fleeting. It will be deep, real, and steady. Your trust in me will no longer rely on quick results, but on your deep understanding of who I am. That trust will become your anchor because, in the coming days, I will open doors you didn't expect. Some of these opportunities may seem small at first, but they will bear great fruit. Don't overlook them. Often, in the small things, I hide the greatest gifts, and the seeds that come from my will grow in their own time, without fail. As you move forward, you will notice that things that once bothered you will lose their hold over you. Negative opinions will no longer weigh you down. Worry about the future will begin to fade. Not because everything will be fixed right away, but because your peace will no longer depend on what happens outside, but on what I confirm within you. And that is the most important work I am doing in you right now. I am strengthening your roots, solidifying your identity, and placing within you the certainty that you are under my complete care. This is a time of quiet rebuilding. The outside noise will not disturb this work. What I am building in you is firm, deep, and eternal. And when the time comes to reveal it, there will be no question that it was I who made it happen. You won't need to explain your journey or defend the changes you've experienced. What I am doing will speak for itself. It will be clear and will bring glory not to you, but to my name. I have been watching the unfolding of time with great care. Nothing escapes my attention, not the events that cross your path or the decisions you make, even the small ones that end up shaping your future. Everything has been recorded. Every moment of waiting, every uncertain step you took, and every time you tried to hold on when everything around you seemed to fall apart. There are things you haven't been able to explain, situations that changed without warning, doors that shut when you least expected it, opportunities that slipped away just as you were ready to move ahead. But all of this had been part of a bigger plan, a spiritual design I have been creating with purpose and care. There are actions happening behind the scenes that you can't see yet, and paths you haven't walked, but they are already prepared. What feels like stillness is really just the pause before the breakthrough. I do not move things around without reason. Every situation, even those that seem like setbacks, has been arranged to keep you from making hasty decisions, to keep you in a bigger plan than you fully understand. What looks like a delay is actually protection. What feels like a denial is a redirection. I am reorganizing parts of your life that have been out of order for years. Some of them you didn't notice, others you tried to fix on your own but couldn't make them last. Now, it is my hand that steps in, not to make temporary changes, but to lay down a new foundation, to establish a stronger and better structure for you. I am breaking down old thought patterns that held you back, inherited beliefs that have slowed your progress, and habits that have slowly weakened your faith. I am bringing order, and in this order, I will establish a new way of thinking, one that is firm and steady. This mindset will not be shaped by fear, but by certainty. It will not focus on what is lacking, but on what has been promised to you. Not everything I promise will look like you expect. Some of my answers may come disguised as challenges because within these challenges, I hide the growth you need to prepare for what is to come. It's not enough for you to receive. I want you to remain strong. It's not enough for you to move forward. I want you to do it with depth and stability. Many people desire blessings, but few are willing to let those blessings change them completely. But I have seen your willingness, and that is what I honor. You are not being forced into change. You are being invited to grow, to take hold of your blessings with responsibility and faith. You need to understand that the favor I am giving you is not just an answer to a specific need, but the beginning of a new season marked by a different pace. You will no longer live in a constant rush, but you will move forward with clear direction. I will teach you to live with rest, not with hurry. I will show you how to stay calm and peaceful even when under pressure. I will reveal new ideas you never thought of, paths that others have not taken. But do not fear. Where others see danger, you will see opportunity, because you will not be relying on your own strength, but on my protection. My dear children, listen carefully to these words that come not from man, but from the heart of your Heavenly Father. Today, I come to you with an important message, a sacred message that flows from my throne of grace. It is no accident that you are here. It is no coincidence that you are hearing this call. I, the Lord, have brought you to this moment because I desire to speak to you directly. I want to reveal to you what I have been preparing in secret, ready to be seen in the open. This is not just a simple message. It is a response, a divine answer to your deepest prayer, the one you spoke with tears in your eyes and hope in your voice, the quiet plea that came from your brokenness. When you thought there was no way out, when you felt as though heaven had turned away, I want to assure you, heaven was never silent. I never stopped hearing you. I have seen every step you've taken. I have watched you endure when everything seemed to fall apart. I know the pain you have kept hidden, and I have felt the weight of the burdens you carry alone. You have cried out for a miracle, especially in your finances. From deep within, you have called out, "Lord, if you do not intervene, I am lost." And I have heard your cry. I know your heart, and I know that you do not seek wealth out of selfishness, but out of a desire for freedom and faithfulness, to honor me with whatever you have. That is why I am here today to tell you, your miracle is coming. The night will be different. It will not be just another night. It will not be like any other moment. This will be a night of revelation, a time for divine answers to those prayers you have prayed with hope and faith. I am about to do something new in your life. Even though the world cannot see it yet, the Spirit already knows. I am preparing everything, aligning the right time, moving people, resources, and circumstances behind the scenes, so that everything in your life can be changed according to my perfect plan. Get ready, because something great is about to unfold. It will challenge everything that seems logical to the human mind. It will only be understood by a heart that is open, a spirit that is willing. This is not about chance or coincidence, but about the divine plan I have for you. I am working. You will begin to see signs around you. At first, they may seem small, but if you stay faithful and obedient, you will watch as each small sign becomes a confirmation of what I am doing in your life. Take a deep breath, pause for a moment, and recognize my presence surrounding you. You are not alone. Even though you have often felt that way, today I come to you with purpose, not by chance, not by habit, but with an eternal intention. A new chapter has begun in your life, a chapter unlike the ones that came before. I have entered your reality, into the quiet place where your thoughts gather, where your doubts mix with your prayers, where your tears speak louder than your words. I am here, not as a distant observer, but as the Father who has never stopped watching over you. My gaze has never wavered from you, even in your darkest moments, when you thought you didn't deserve my attention or my forgiveness. I have seen every step you took. I have witnessed your struggles to rise again, your efforts to move forward, even when you couldn't understand why the road seemed so hard. I have heard the cries you could never speak, the prayers that were lost in your throat, the promises you made with deep sighs, thinking it was too late for you. But today I tell you this: you are not forgotten, you are not discarded, you are not lost. I have changed my view of you, because your brokenness has called forth my mercy. I have changed my mind about you because, although the world cast you aside, I saw something deeper. A heart that still longs for my presence, a flame that refuses to go out. Do not define yourself by your failures, because I do not see you by your mistakes, but by the purpose I have placed in you. And my purpose has not expired, it has not been canceled, nor has it been given to someone else. What I put inside you is still alive, and today I have come to revive that which seemed dry, forgotten, and dead. I changed my mind, not because you convinced me, but because my compassion was moved when I saw your surrender, when I saw you humbled not with pride, but with true humility. Did I not say that I would never turn away a broken and humble heart? Do not be mistaken. I have not ignored your weaknesses, I have seen every one of them. But my love is not like human love, which shifts with the changing winds. I have been waiting for your return, not with anger, but with hope, because I knew this day would come, the day you would understand that I am not a distant God who punishes without cause, but a Father who corrects with love, who restores with patience, and who lifts you up without blame. By my living and eternal word, I tell you that what was once closed is now opening. Not because of your merit, but because of my faithfulness, not by your strength, but by my grace. You have stepped into a new season. What once felt like a delay will now become a time of acceleration. What once appeared as a wall will turn into a door. What you thought was the end will actually be a new beginning, because I am changing your direction. I am rebuilding your story from the very foundation, taking what others saw as worthless in you and turning it into a sign that I am the one who makes the broken beautiful, who turns pain into testimony. Many spoke against you, and even you spoke badly of yourself. You said, "There is no hope left for me," and you believed my promises were meant for others, those who were holier, more faithful. But today, I correct you, my promises also include you. My covenant has not been broken. I do not take back what I have declared over your life. I have changed my view of your situation, of your path, because when I saw you cry out from your heart, my compassion moved in your favor. You are not the same as you were before. Even though the enemy wants to remind you of your past mistakes, I remind you of who you are in me. My spirit had been shaping you even in the silence, even in the dryness. That's why today I come to speak this word over you. What I have started in you, I will complete. What you thought was lost will be restored in an even more beautiful way. From this moment on, I will call you by a new name. From here, things will begin to fall into place, not because the world has allowed it, but because I, the Lord of time and destinies, have set this moment as a turning point in your life. From this page of your story, everything will take on new meaning. Your journey will be different, not without its struggles, but always with my support. Not without tears, but always with purpose. Because when I place my hand on something, Nothing and no one can undo it. So stay right here and listen with an open heart. Do not treat this message as just another one or brush it off. You might be standing at the very moment you've been waiting for, an opportunity that will not come in the same way again. I am here, and I have come to you with a clear purpose because I have changed my mind about you, and that change is everything. Listen closely, for I do not speak to you from a distance or with indifference, but from a deep and eternal love that has been chasing after your heart since before you even knew my name. I've been there in every detail, in moments you thought were small, in every breath taken between tears, in every silence that felt too heavy. Today, I don't bring you the same message you've already heard, but a higher, clearer, and more powerful revelation. You thought your prayers were lost in the noise. You thought your voice was too weak, that your repentance came too late, and that your chance was gone. But I, the God who sees all in secret, the God who never sleeps or grows tired, heard every word you spoke, even the ones you didn't have the courage to say. I saw when you held on to faith with just a thread left. I saw when you stood up even though everything inside you told you to give up. And I tell you now, I have changed my mind about you, not because you forced me to, but because you held on through the waiting, even when you felt there was nothing left to hope for. Do not call this just coincidence. This is the perfect union of my promise and your patient heart. The heavens are celebrating. The world will soon see a change that only I could make happen. This is not a test. Feel the change that is unfolding around you. What you once thought was delayed forever has now arrived, not by chance, but by my direct hand in your life. The hours of pain, the times when hope seemed almost gone, the belief that your opportunity had passed, all of that was not the end. It was the necessary pressure before what needed to happen. I allowed it, not to destroy you, but to confirm you. Not to punish you, but to shape you. What you thought was a burden with no result was actually me preparing something so perfectly aligned with your purpose that your mind couldn't have imagined it. Even though you worried the moment had passed, I always planned for this exact season to come. I didn't send someone else. I came to you myself to make sure this promise wouldn't just find you but would be placed directly in your hands with absolute certainty. This isn't a gentle breeze, it's a powerful wind. I saw those moments when you questioned, is this really for me? And I marked those moments. You saw them as doubts, but I saw them as signs. Now, I will show you, my beloved, with undeniable proof that this is for you. You are not unseen. You were personally chosen. You were never a second option. You were part of the original plan. I have been waiting for you at this moment because now is when your soul is ready to receive what, at another time, you wouldn't have been able to hold. I need you to understand this deeply. You are not starting over. You are about to step into what has always been yours, into what was meant for you before you even knew how to ask for it. I have changed my mind about you because you allowed your heart to continue to beat for me, even when everything around you tried to make you forget me. Yes, you were weak, but you were not unfaithful. Yes, you fell, but you never let go of me. Yes, you doubted, but you never denied me. Today, I release over your life what has been held back, what the enemy tried to block, what unbelief tried to stop, what shame tried to quiet. Today, I give you the keys to a new season, not as punishment for your past, but as the fulfillment of my eternal promise to you. This is not a reward for your perfection. It is an act of love for your surrender. Do you remember the places you thought you could never return to? I am reopening those paths. Do you remember the words you longed to hear but never did? I am speaking them now with my own voice over you. Today is the day when my word overrides every human judgment, every quick decision, every unfair label. Because I, the Lord your God, am speaking over you things the world will not understand. But if you listen carefully, you will know that this is my voice speaking to you. So accept this with no fear. Let my presence fill every part of your soul. I do not lie, I do not exaggerate, and I do not forget. And above all, I do not abandon you. I came today with words that carry the weight of my glory. I came with the purpose of embracing you in spirit and lifting you from the place where others thought you had become stuck. Nothing has been wasted. Everything has been preparation. And now, everything is starting to take shape in a new, brighter way. I am your God, and today, my child, I am here to stay. The time has run its course. What seemed like endless silence was, in truth, the quiet whisper of my plans, woven into every detail of your days. You have walked beneath skies that seemed closed and through paths that seemed fruitless, believing your story had come to a standstill, that what you once dreamed was a misperception, an illusion too big for your reality. But that which seemed to have died was never lost. It was only hidden in the waiting hands of time, a time that I hold. I have not forgotten what I promised you, nor have I discarded the purest desire that rose from the depths of your heart. For many seasons your soul searched for signs, and when none came, you fought to keep your faith alive. Even when everything around you seemed to say otherwise, not one tear was wasted, not one sigh went unnoticed. Each night, when hope seemed to be slipping away, it was like incense rising to the highest place. And while you wondered why nothing was changing, I was at work in the unseen, building foundations you could not yet see. Changing my mind about you does not mean I was wrong before. It means your journey has completed its work, that your character has been shaped, and that your heart has been emptied of what couldn't go with you to where you are being led now. What once would have weighed you down will now push you forward. What once was immaturity will now be depth. And it is a depth I am pouring into you now, something that was saved for this exact moment, a moment that neither arrived too soon nor was delayed. You are not forgotten. You were never set aside as someone who didn't measure up. You were not ignored, nor were you endlessly tested. You were being carefully preserved, kept safe, set apart like the finest wine or the most precious treasure, reserved for the right time. Because what I hold in my hands, I do not place on shaky ground. And today, I tell you with complete certainty that what has been hidden for so long will now be revealed. The waiting has not only brought patience, it has brought clarity. Now, you can see the difference between what is good and what is eternal, between what is temporary and what is true. You will no longer be led by changing emotions, but by a deep inner conviction that does not rely on approval or recognition. You have been freed from fear disguised as caution, from doubt dressed as reason, from the thoughts that kept you trapped in old patterns. Today, I break every agreement you made with resignation and dissolve every promise you made with defeat. My intervention is not to patch things up, but to rebuild you from the ground up. I did not come to give you temporary relief, but lasting strength and stability. You have been repositioned. While it may look like you are still in the same place, spiritually, you have been moved. You are now under a new decree in a different atmosphere. Everything around you is now responding to my word over your life. The doors that once stayed closed can no longer resist my will. The chains that seemed like part of your life no longer have the power to hold you. What once required your own strength will now move by my divine favor. There are things you thought were no longer meant for you, promises you buried in shame, dreams you set aside because they felt too big for you. But I come today to unearth what you thought was lost. I come to revive what you believe had passed. I come to show you that it wasn't your imagination, but my voice, that spoke during those times when you felt a fire inside you that had no clear explanation. Do not let your heart turn to doubt again. Do not feed the thoughts that are based only on the past. What is coming will not look like what you've lived before. Not because it is unreal, but because it is fulfillment. I am completing what I began. I am bringing fullness where there were once broken pieces. I do not want you to fall into old patterns of waiting without understanding. Today, there is light, clear direction, and a purpose that is now defined. This change that has begun will not be stopped by human hands or words that oppose it. It will not be delayed by the mistakes you've made or the fears that still linger in your heart. This is an act of my authority, and when my will is set into motion with power, everything else must align with it. The seasons respond to my voice. Times shift when I speak. And now I have spoken. A new order is being established in your life. You are not here by chance. You are not standing on your own strength. You are being held up by my living word, by my unwavering faithfulness, and by my love that never gives up on you. Do not think that the delays you have faced have been without purpose. Everything hath been guided with care by my hands. I have been watching as your inner self was gradually shaped by circumstances that challenge your understanding. They were not just obstacles, they were necessary parts of a larger plan. I have been the architect of what seemed like chaos. Where you saw interruptions, I was laying the groundwork. Where you thought you were blocked, you were actually being repositioned for something greater. The time has arrived when the truth will show itself clearly, without filters or pretenses. It's no longer about keeping up appearances or trying to meet the expectations of others. I do not seek masks or empty traditions. What I desire is the true surrender that has awakened within you. A surrender that is real, without conditions, and without manipulation. What you've been through has removed the layers that clouded your true identity. Now, you walk more openly before me, and it is from this place that my hand can work with greater freedom. Many around you won't understand what I am doing. Some will even question whether you deserve what I am about to give you. Do not try to defend yourself. Do not try to explain. Do not feel the need to justify my actions with human reasoning. You do not need validation from those who only see your surface. They have not seen what I have seen. They have not heard the silent cries I heard. They do not know the quiet sacrifices you made, the acts of obedience in secret, the thoughts you let go of when no one asked you to. I am breaking the old labels, the ones others gave you, and the ones you accepted out of weariness. The words that were spoken over you like chains, the looks that made you feel small, the memories that held you back and kept you from moving forward. Everything is losing its power, not because of your effort, but because my presence is setting things right. What was once hidden in doubt will now be made clear with certainty. You are stepping into a season where you will no longer be stumbling in the dark, waiting to see if the doors will open. You will begin to see clear signs, mark paths, and divine connections that will activate naturally, without you needing to force them. I am personally aligning people, times, and places so that every step you take will have meaning. These paths may not be easy, but they will be paths supported by my strength. And that is all you need to walk without fear. Over time, I allowed certain opportunities, which you thought were essential, to close. I did this because I could see beyond the immediate. What you saw as failure, I saw as redirection. What you mourned as loss, I counted as freedom. Now you will understand why I closed certain doors when everything seemed ready. It wasn't punishment, it was preservation. There were things you should not have handled in that state, but now, at this moment, you are ready to receive what would have destroyed you before. I know the waiting made you doubt even yourself. You looked at yourself with disdain. You even thought there was something deeply wrong with you. But today I reveal to you that nothing in you was broken without purpose. It was all part of the shaping. There were rough edges that could only be smoothed out under pressure. There were shadows that could only be exposed in times of quiet. And even though you felt lost, I was always finding you. This is the cycle that ends now, the cycle of constantly questioning your worth, whether you have value in my kingdom or if you have anything to offer beyond your mistakes. It is time to stop living under the judgment system you created. You no longer need it. What I declare over you doesn't come from the past or from how much you've earned. It comes from my choice, and I have chosen you without conditions, without needing your approval, and without you needing to prove yourself. It is true that there are parts of your life that still need healing, and I will heal them not because you keep asking, but because it is in my nature to completely restore what I love. I am not done with you. What begins today is a deeper level of freedom, a time when you will not only live in truth, but also carry that truth into places you once feared. There are people who have been waiting for a voice without hidden motives, a life that doesn't seek to shine for itself, but instead reflects something eternal, and that will be your mission. This is why I have shaped you the way I have. You are not here to follow old patterns or repeat what has already been done. You were made to break free from what bears no fruit, to establish what is real in a world full of confusion. It won't be easy, but you will not walk alone. I will go ahead of you. Do not look back to the past. Even though the old may call to you, even though comfort may try to draw you back, do not answer. The new is already in front of you. You only need to move forward in the direction I have already set for you. Do not look for outside signs or assurances. I am your assurance. I have watched closely as you fought battles within that no one could see. They weren't the obvious conflicts or visible storms, but quiet, constant struggles that drained your strength little by little. Thoughts that tried to steal your hope, voices that planted doubt, and hidden burdens that made every day feel like a fight. You didn't look for attention, and you didn't even know how to explain the weight on your soul. Yet you didn't completely give up, and that was enough. That quiet resistance, even when it seemed pointless to you, was noticed and valued because it's not always about big actions, it's about the small choices made from a faith that, though wounded, refuses to die. I did not ignore your moments of silence. I did not miss your acts of obedience when everything around you seemed to fall apart. I saw that even without feeling strong, you still tried to stand tall. It's not easy for the human spirit to stay firm when the ground shakes, when support is lost, and when the waiting lasts far beyond what seems bearable. But you did it in your own way, with your limitations, with mistakes that you later regretted, but you did it, and it was not in vain. That persistence, that small light you kept burning against the wind, has brought my favor to you in a special way. Now, a new season is beginning, and you will see with your own eyes the results of that inner perseverance. This is not just an ordinary harvest. It will run deep. It will touch not only your immediate surroundings, but also future generations. Things are being rewritten because you chose to hold on when no one else would. Even without realizing it, you broke old patterns, raised silent curses, and turned away from easier paths because you knew they weren't the right ones. You weren't looking for rewards, you were searching for peace, and that peace carries eternal worth. There are doors that didn't open before because your presence in those places would have meant settling for less. I do not plan small destinies for those who have been shaped in the fires of struggle. I create wide spaces, but those spaces require hearts that have been tempered by experience. You did not understand all that I was preparing. You thought silence meant I had abandoned you, but it was really a time for inner strength to grow. Your vision needed to be purified so that when the moment came, you would not be distracted by the surface, but would recognize the true substance. I am aligning your surroundings with careful intention. It's not just about changing your circumstances, but about bringing your environment into harmony with what has already been renewed within you. What's happening outside will start to reflect what has been transformed deep inside. The right people will begin to appear, not by chance, but as part of a divine plan. There will be encounters that won't rely on your skills or influence, but on my will. You are being placed in positions to take on tasks beyond what you thought you were capable of. The fear that once caused you to pull back no longer holds the same power. Now you see with new eyes. It is not the courage that comes from emotions, but the certainty that comes from your spirit. You are walking with more confidence, not because everything has been fixed, but because you now know who you are, even in the middle of uncertainty. You will start to see how things that once seemed impossible begin to open up, not because they've become easier, but because you now have the authority to step in. This authority doesn't come from titles or systems, but from the inner work you did in private. What once seemed like a wasted time was actually a season where you gained unseen keys, and now they are being put to use. Take a deep breath. Pause for a moment and feel my presence around you. You are not alone, even though there were times you felt abandoned. Today I come to you with purpose, not by accident, not out of routine, but with an eternal plan. A new moment is beginning in your life, one unlike any other. I have come down into your world, into that quiet space where your thoughts gather, where your doubts mix with your prayers, where your tears speak louder than your words. I am here, not as a distant observer, but as the Father who has never stopped watching over you. My eyes have never lost sight of you, not even in your darkest times when you thought you didn't deserve my attention or my forgiveness. I have seen your steps. I have watched when you stood up, unsteady, when you tried to keep moving even though you couldn't understand why the path was so hard. I have heard the cries you couldn't speak, the prayers that got stuck in your throat, the promises you made through sighs, believing it was too late for you. But today, I want you to know, you are not forgotten, you are not rejected, you are not lost. I have changed my view of you because your brokenness called out to my mercy. I have changed my mind because, though the world cast you aside, I saw something deeper. A heart that still longs for my presence, a fire that refuses to die. Do not define yourself by your failures, because I do not see you through your mistakes, but through the purpose I have for you. And that purpose has not ended. It has not been canceled or passed on to someone else. What I placed inside you is still alive, and today I am here to bring life to what seemed dry, forgotten, or dead. I have changed my mind, not because you persuaded me, but because my compassion stirred when I saw you surrender, when I saw you humble yourself, not with pride, but with true humility. Didn't I promise that I would never turn away from a broken and humble heart? Do not be mistaken. I have not overlooked your weaknesses. I have seen them all. But my love is not like human love, which shifts with the wind. I have been waiting for you to return, not with anger, but with hope, because I knew this day would come, the day when you would realize that I am not a distant God who punishes without reason, but a Father who corrects with love, who restores with patience, and who lifts you up without judgment.